I knew from the very beginning that this guru is something special.
Baba is a revolutionary par excellence. He brings change in every area of life.
Baba to me is the oneness of everything.
It's a very miraculous, very powerful person.
He gives love so
Indira
much.
Gandhi got it in her head that Baba would be her downfall.
My guru is in jail because he opposes this whole system.
He propounded one theory known as proud, and that was the cause for persecution.
Baba did not come randomly to this planet. He came with a mission, and he came at a critical juncture in history.
I came for Dharma samika. So during that time, it is done. So Dharma samika was in 1981.
In mid-1981, Baba took up a new program, something that had never been done by any guru in the history of the world. In short, Baba called all of his disciples from around the world to visit him in Calcutta for undergoing what he called Dharma samika, inspection of Dharma. Through this program, Baba burned the very seeds of our samskara, unrequited reactions to binding past actions. The process of Dharma samika went in 3 parts. First, reporting of service work done along with punishment for inadequate performance. Second, prescription of asanas, yogic exercises to balance the glandular system. And third, Baba's blessing for further advancement in spiritual life.
The wild moving was the cause with the wild moving was the cause with cognitive faculty, one fighting, one internal and external bondage, the external bondage that is imposed bondage, imposed from outside and known as pasha. Yunatan kabahan lagyan dibig sa teki perikoni kulang silang kemanan sa atau pasha statistika. Sudah ada external bondage or imposed bondage. One must fight against those imposed bondage. One must fight one against these bondage. And there are the 6 imposed internal only, not imposed sanskara or imposed bondage, but inborn bondage. So one should always work against these 5 external bondages and 6 internal bondages. This fight is his direction, and if the right time work is to do, he is to serve the entire universe without any restriction of caste, creed or nationality, and with the sentiments of, with the feeling of, with the logic of humanity. That is universe is mine, all living beings are mine, I am to serve them, I am to help them. If I don't serve them, if I don't help them, who else is to help them? In this way, if you are fighting the inner and outer bondages with one hand, and serving the universe with another hand, what will happen? Your existence will be peaceful in each and every field of your movement.
Certainly the most amusing and terrifying part of Dharma samika was the first part. It began in a rather low-key manner. Baba would ask a disciple for her or his name, as if he did not know already, and then he would ask, "What is your duty?" By that he meant, "What work are you doing for the mission?" And so, for example, an appropriate response would be, "Baba, I am a diocese-level education secretary in Mongolia." And up to that point, everyone knew how to respond. Then Baba would ask, what was your output? What have you accomplished? And at that stage, things became a bit tricky. If you told the truth, you knew it would not be good enough. But if you told a lie, you knew you would get caught. So regardless of what you said, Baba would generally respond with, unsatisfactory. What happened next was almost comical. Baba began a mini-drama. What's that? A flying buffalo just came and whispered in my ear? And what that buffalo, or some other winged animal whispered, was some truly amazing story. It always seemed that the person whose character was being inspected had done some horrific thing, something that no one knew about, often, but not always, of a sexual nature. When it was sexual and the culprit was a man, Baba would generally call for someone to bring the Japanese scissors. Well, much to everyone's relief, those scissors never turned up. But the small stick like a bamboo pointer that got applied to our backside by Baba's general secretary or personal assistant could smart a bit. And now, regardless of that secret crime, it became public knowledge. Everyone somehow managed to survive that first part of Dharma Samika. The first part could seem to last forever, but the second and third parts were quite brief. For the second part, Baba simply looked up and down one's body, like an X-ray scanner, going from head to toe and back to head again. And after that, Baba prescribed a set of asanas for the disciple, yogic exercises that she or he was to practice morning and night. In our Acharya training, we learned a lot about the effects of different asanas. In Baba's book, Yogic Treatments and Natural Remedies, that knowledge was amplified. In Dharma Samika, with its thousands of test cases, much more was imparted. But sad to say, the notebooks where that information was copied down are now missing, hopefully not lost forever.
I have a medical doctorate from Temple University in Philadelphia.
And in what form of medicine do you practice?
Family practice. The practice of yoga has been central to my life since about the age of 20 or 21. Anandamurtiji, the guru of Ananda Marga, gave a system of yoga exercises, roughly 43 of them, and other mudras that affect the glandular system, and they also coordinate the breathing, and they also coordinate the mind. So many of the other yoga systems that are around spend more time on the angulation and the spinal erectness and the limbs, whereas Anandamurti's system incorporates that by reference and also focuses more heavily on concentrating on which chakra a particular yoga asana presses on. So you get glandular effects, you get digestive effects, and so those are a bit unique in the yoga world.
Mm-hmm. So, why only 43? There must be thousands of yoga exercises.
So Baba mentioned that there are these thousands, and he gave these 43 especially for people who want to do yoga as a spiritual practice. So he hasn't focused so directly on yoga for physical cure, but rather as balancing the hormones so that you could do better meditation. So Baba wrote a book called Yogic Treatments and Natural Remedies. In Sanskrit it's called Yogika Chikitsa Odravya Guna. And in that book, reportedly it was the hardest book he ever wrote because he had to do a lot of investigation psychically and however else I don't know, to get the aspect of what herbs, not only which asanas, but which diet, and also the pathophysiology of 20, 40, 50 diseases so that he can explain it to people. And he also incorporated Ayurvedic concepts. I use personally some of the asanas for my own digestive purposes and to keep my blood pressure under control. And so I have found that the asanas are useful for other people, partly for back pain and also partly for digestive problems, especially. It's been used for constipation and also a little bit for asthma. Mm-hmm. So I've used these in my practice and with other people as well.
So how did you get inspiration to do this type of project, and what is the basis of it?
I was running naturopathy seminars in Taiwan. At the same time, I was researching around trying to find a really good social work to do, and I couldn't find it. And it went like that for about 4 months, researching different sort of projects. And one night, I was driving my motorcycle to a midnight place that I used to do meditation every night for about 30 days. And I became really, it happened to me from time to time, I became very angry at Baba while riding the motorcycle, and I was shouting at him, "What kind of a guru are you? I'm just trying to find some good work to do, and you're not showing me what it is." And in the same angry mood, I sat down to do meditation. And within a few seconds, the inner voice, or Baba's voice, it was very clear, and I remember the exact words. It was, "Do natural therapy as a service." And I said, "Okay, thanks, finally, you've given me the idea." And it went on from there. We made some initial experimental natural therapy projects in Taiwan and Korea, and finally we made a really good center in the Philippines in Mahalaca.
Great. Yeah, I've been there in Cebu, right?
Right. It's been running for more than 10 years now.
Marvelous. What's the reception from the public there?
Excellent. The Mahalacan people, the Filipino people, they love what we're doing, and we get plenty of people coming from abroad as well. We're successful in almost every case.
So, did you take this from university or something that Baba gave? Or
Baba gave instruction, almost like an order, to 6 dadas, not including me, that they should take training in the naturopathic college, or West Bengal College of Naturopathy, where I also took training. Plus, even more importantly, he wrote a book which is called Yogic Treatments and Natural Remedies. And he once mentioned that this is the book in which he put more energy than any other book, but which Anandamargis are giving their least attention. So he really wanted it to happen. And 85%, 90% of what we do in our centers, it's coming from this book and some other writings that he has about medicine. It works perfect.
so are you prescribing asanas?
Yeah, we prescribe individually for each person asanas, and we are also giving treatment in food and fasting, different types of fasting, and water drinking is a detailed thing, and vigorous exercise, and then we have many different kinds of treatments like mud bath and steam bath and hip bath and full spinal bath, and so many things are there. So these all facilitate the person's detoxification so that they can really become healthy.
I'm speaking with Manohar, who is also known by the name Dr.
Hans-Joachim Rudolph.
Say it again.
Hans-Joachim Rudolph.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're also a qualified medical doctor, was it?
Yes. I'm since 20 years I'm in my own practice, and I'm serving my patients, and it's a very nice work. I like it very much. It's a pleasant activity.
Yeah, you mean to say you're not in it just for the money?
No, not at all. Because I'm in pension, and I could retire, but I continue because it is such a nice work.
And your background, your specific background in respect to medicine is?
I always did internal medicine, and I studied it in Munich. I did my internships in Berlin, and after specialization in internal medicine, I did another specialization in rheumatology, rheumatic diseases. So that is the field which I'm working in mostly.
I see.
And it's nice.
You also know something about biochemistry?
That is where I did my doctoral thesis. The idea of microvita was given in 1986. And in the following 4 years, Pierre Sarkar gave a good number of discourses. And I studied it, and I was fascinated. I was really fascinated because I thought that this is what I was looking for the previous, the decades before. I mean, I was a Margi already for 2 decades, and I was looking for something like that.
Okay, coming back to your field, one last question. You are a qualified, certified doctor. What can we expect in the field of medicine from a better understanding and the utilization of microvita?
I mean, I'm not a pharmacologist. I'm not able to produce new medicines. This is the field of pharmacology research. But I'm very close to that field because I'm getting the medicines from their laboratories and use them, even if they are quite new. So I know what a very difficult and costly and lengthy process it is to produce new medicines. So to produce new medicines, that is beyond our reach. We cannot do that, but we can work conceptualizing ways of producing new medicines. And
you mean at this time? It's beyond
at this
our reach.
time.
Let's
but
talk
in the future,
futuristic.
Yes, in the future, they will be able to apply these concepts and produce new medicines. And that comes out of a rebirth of alchemy. The alchemy was used in ancient times when it was a good science and when it was not degenerated like in the Middle Ages. In the good times of alchemy, it was used in three ways. It was used for producing materials, especially in the production of metals. Then it was used for producing medicines, transforming poisonous into healing substances. And it was used, that is always forgotten, but it is to be remembered, it was used for transforming ordinary people into qualified, into noble people, which are able to bear tasks which are not done by ordinary people. For example, to make out of a child a king.
The last part of Dharma Samika was Baba's blessing. Baba called the disciple to him and gave his blessing, sitting his boys on his lap or touching lightly the head of the girls. After that, despite any and all punishment received, everyone went away feeling mentally much lighter. I heard of one young boy who was asked by an immigration official on leaving India what he had done in the country. Proudly, he lifted his shirt to show a few stripes on his side as he declared, "I attended Dharma Samika with my guru."
ধর্ম আমারি সাথী, ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী, ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ, পরম পুরুষকে মানি আমি যে তাহারি দান, পরম পুরুষকে মানি আমি যে তাহারি দান, ধর্ম আমার কান, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী। জীবনের প্রথম প্রভাতে সে ছিল আমারই সাথে, জীবনের প্রথম প্রভাতে সে ছিল আমারই সাথে, থাকিবে সে সাথে সাথে জীবনের শেষ ক্ষণেতে, থাকিবে সে সাথে সাথে জীবনের শেষ কালেতে চলেছি তাহারি পথে, ভুলি না তার অবদান। ধর্ম আমার প্রাণ, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী, ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী। ত্রিলোকের যে যেথা আছো, সকলে সে নামে নাচো। ত্রিলোকের যে যেথা আছো, সকলে সে নামে নাচো। সকলে সেভাবে থাকো, গে যাও তাহারি গান। সকলে সেভাবে থাকো, গে যাও তাহারি গান। ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী, ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ। পরম পুরুষকে মানি, আমি যে তাহারি দান। ধর্ম আমারি প্রাণ, ধর্ম আমারি সাথী।